Hey, it's Mike. I am back. I'm here. I'm ready to go. Uh, Man, it's a hot one. It's another hot one. So I got the fans are blowing, um, but I'm ready to go. Let's see. What do we got? We got fake human. Hey, all right, fake humans here. Good to see you. I got a lot of updates. I got updates about my channel. I got updates on everything. I got a lot of stuff to get to. So I'm gonna just go ahead and get right to the opening, and then I'll be back right after this opening. Here we go.
Hello?
Hello.
All right. So thanks for sticking that out. Thanks for being here. I got Rafael. Hey, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you. I got your stuff. I'm gonna try and get to that. All that stuff you sent me by email. Jenna Morton, good to see you here. AJ, good to see you. All right. So first thing I want to do, I want to just want to congratulate myself on and Queen of Karma, of course, for exposing that douchebag. It was really something. I'm still excited about that. It was such a great expose to see him in action, to see how he dealt with Queen of Karma, and to see basically his true colors. It was just really fascinating. I watched a little bit of it again, and then I watched some the Lolita thing of her, and I just it's just great. Rarely do you get to see a narcissistic megalomaniac cult leader expose himself, and so I want to start off on the Reddit page. I posted it. And some of the comments, I wanted to share with you some of the comments. I don't know if any of you read these comments, but some of them are pretty funny. Someone wrote here, Prabhupada appeared in my dreams too. He teach me to fly. Does that make me a guru? And then someone commented, it depends. Are you an old man who wasted his life in a cult like Iskon, with enough narcissistic and manipulative tendencies to go on to create your own brand of a sect like Gaura Das? Here, I'm going to show you what I'm reading from. I'm reading from this Reddit page. And then someone else posted, Maha meltdown. It's getting hard to be a guru. I get no respect. Someone says, damn, that's wild. Absolute bedlam. At one point, she is screaming, you can cut my head off, you can crucify me. My guru is like Jesus Christ. And her guru says, does she sound brainwashed to you? And then someone says, she's even more unhinged than her guru. And that felt like a tough record to beat. I don't see any healthy human behavior in these two. That's how they appear to just your average person, your average viewer watching that. He's a nut, she's a nut. They're both very unhinged people. Hey, Aviator, good to see you here. Good to see you here, man. They are both unhinged people, and it's not just you and me that can see it. Anybody who watches this guy can see. That's why he's made all his videos private. I don't know. Maybe now that we've come along, uh, he 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 realize maybe he realizes that I don't know. I doubt it. I seriously doubt it. But it was interesting to see what other people have to say. I know that Queen of Karma, she promoted the video. It's getting a lot of views. So a lot of cult people getting to see this, getting to see him do his thing. Okay. The next update I got, the next update I got is I got one of my strikes taken away. So I beat that, which I had my fingers crossed that I would, but you never know. And anything can still happen. I still have one pending. YouTube rejected. I had to resubmit. I had to resubmit my counter, my rebuttal or whatever, my appeal, and they accepted it the second time. So we'll see what happens with that. So that's good news. That's good news. But we still don't know. Anything can happen. The nose can get blown at any.
Krishna,
The nose
Krishna.
can get blown at any time. Okay, we know that. So where was I? Okay, so I wanted to get to. I found some really good videos before we get to the Krishna videos. Well, someone left a comment saying, why don't I focus on Iskon? And I'm why do I focus on this Gorhari? Why don't you focus on Iskon? I was like, well, I do focus on Iskon. I focus on them like every live stream I talk about Iskon. Okay, so I wanted to address that. Okay. Okay, so this is a good one. I wanted to show this. Again, I'm not, yeah, thanks, Dr. T. Dr. T sent me that. Dr. T sent me this nose blow. It is hard blowing the nose for Krishna. Return to the sea. Hey, thanks for stopping by. Return. Glad you're here. And all of you new subscribers out there, thanks for subscribing. And everyone that went over to my Substack and subscribed over there, thanks for that. That's really cool. Okay, so I got Knitting Cult Lady, and I like how the more I see of her, the more I can relate to her. The more I just feel like we're on the exact same. We're not only on the same page. We're in the same paragraph. We're in the we're in the same paragraph. Okay, here we go. Here we go with this. Let's see. Yeah, Rafael, I got all your videos, but I also got those photos and everything. I got all those photos and things that you sent me. I'm gonna try and get to those. Hey, return. You're welcome. It's my pleasure. I enjoy doing this. I really do. I enjoy doing it, and I'm really glad that you're part of it. I'm glad that everybody's part of it. Yeah, I'm gonna check. I haven't looked at everything, but we're gonna check it out. We're all gonna check it out together. Okay. Check out this video real quick. I got some Knitting Cult Lady. I got Knitting Cult Lady, and I'm a big fan of hers. I hope you are. I hope you are too. Here we go. Let me make sure that I can get her volume. I just don't know what's up with her volume. Here we go.
So this one here is always a funny question for me. Do you think Jesus was a cult leader? Because, well, he had nothing on Paul. But it's very interesting to think about what we would think about Jesus, a man who was walking around claiming that he was the Son of God, telling people to leave their jobs and come follow him. In fact, in my book on cults, The Culting of America, I talk about the exploitation of labor. And in that chapter, I talk about how when people are trying to get you to quit your jobs, like multi-level marketing schemes try to get people to convince their spouses to quit their jobs and come work for the company. Like Turning Point USA tried to convince young women to drop out of college and work for them full time. It's a warning sign. Telling a bunch of dudes to leave their jobs and come follow me is something I think we wouldn't look on that kindly through today's cult lens. Just saying. I'm Danielle, a scholar of cults, extreme groups, and
And I think of this Bhakti Vikash who wants all these young boys. He gets all these young boys that go follow him, to go work in his temple, to go build his temple, to go travel around on his behalf with his books. It's just it's weird stuff when you start. Like we were in it. Those of us that were in it, we don't think that we forget how fucking weird it is to get in a bus with a bunch of guys with shaved heads eating rice and traveling across the country with the books and the chanting and the symbols and the thing. That's freaking nuts. I mean, that's the definition of a cult. It's the definition of a cult. And and even now when we look at these things, we can relate to it. So it's not as wacky as when a non-devotee looks at it and goes, "What the fuck?" That's just the way it is. Yeah, I got some. Rafael sent me some stuff. I'm gonna try to get to it. You're a yoga cult survivor. Yeah, I'm glad you're here. You're not Iskon, but you're from one of these other. I talk about some of these other yoga cults. I've done some stuff on that. Well, I hope. Hey, be careful. Don't implicate anybody here. Okay. Please don't confess on my live stream. I don't want to get healed in. I don't want to be called in a court. So don't do any confessing or any. Don't do anything like that, okay? I don't want to be implicated in any of your activities. Okay. So yeah, Jesus being a cult leader. I think we can all agree he was a cult leader.
Extremely bad leadership. You can get signed copies of The Culting of America attached here, or listen to me read it to you anywhere you get your audiobooks.
Okay. Yeah, I think so. I mean, he checks off all the boxes. Okay. I got some more, and I hope her volume is better on this one. I really do. Yeah. Hey, just be careful and don't say anything. Just don't say anything on my stream. Okay. Back to Knitting Cold Lady. Here we go.
Step back, and we have to ask.
Whoops. Sorry about that, folks.
Isn't this the same formula we saw?
Hold on.
Today for Devotions with Daniela, we are reading. Today for Devotions with Daniela, we are reading from the second book of Daniela about language in cults. Distinguishable vernacular, the jargon jungle, chapter 6. Picture this. A woman stands at the front of the room, eyes locked on her audience. Her voice is calm, just intense enough to make it feel like she's revealing secrets the rest of the world has missed. She talks about shadow work, vibrational alignment, emotional frequency, spirituality and psychology woven together into something that sounds both mystical and scientific. Heads nod, tears fall, people lean in. This isn't just a seminar, it's an experience, a revelation. She's selling more than self-improvement. She's offering a key to the universe. And as you listen, you start to wonder, maybe she really does know something the rest of the world doesn't. Maybe everything you've thought until now is wrong. Teal Swan, the self-proclaimed spiritual guru whose YouTube sermons and retreats have drawn a fervent following and whose advice has been linked to more than one suicide, uses words designed to reshape reality. Pain isn't just pain, it's part of your soul's journey. Any doubt is resistance to the truth. Anger and sadness, lower vibrations that need to be cleared. And if you're struggling, you haven't elevated yourself enough. And if you question her, that's just your ego keeping you trapped. This is not a method, it's a worldview. And the people in that room, or on the other side of the screen, are rewiring how they see themselves, how they talk about themselves, and adopting a vocabulary only insiders understand. The deeper they go, the harder it is to step outside. Swap out Teal Swan for the medical medium, Anthony William, UFO expert and spiritual teacher, Elizabeth April, countless other spiritual influencers, or even former presidential nominee, Marianne Williamson. Scroll.
Or even this Gorahari guy was saying the same shit to Queen of Karma. He was telling her, he was trying to manipulate her, and when she couldn't be manipulated, he got angry with her. He talked over her. Finally, he told her that she needed to. Then he insulted her and said, "I wouldn't even have a disciple like you," which is totally like domestic abuser talk. He was talking like a domestic abuser. He was saying that she wasn't intelligent enough to understand him. He was telling her that he was beyond judgment. You can't judge me. That's exactly that's what I'm saying. All of these guys are the same. The only difference is that we got to see him. We're interacting with him. We go to his webpage. He comes to my page. He talks. He gives me copyright strikes. All of that stuff. We can't do that with any of these other gurus. That's the only difference. But he's saying the same shit that all of these others gurus are saying. That all these other scammers are saying.
Instagram, and you'll see the same coded language everywhere. Energy healing, clean eating, ascension, detox, manifestation, self-care rituals, vibrations, 5D superfoods, downloads. These words. He
even has his thing, escaping the matrix through mantra meditation. This stupid, amazing grace place. It's exactly what she's talking about. That's why I'm saying. That's why he doesn't like her so much. That's why he called Queen of Karma, "You're just a knitting lady." He called her a knitting lady. It was so funny. Whoops.
Do more than describe. They signal. If you understand them, you belong. But this world exists at a murky intersection where wellness and spirituality meet conspiracy theories, what some call con-spirituality. Derek Barras, Matthew Remsky, and Julian Walker explain it in their eponymous book. As an online religion, conspirituality today is not just a set of ideas that people come to value in their quiet and humble hearts. It is generated and circulated by various churches, revival meetings, and seance sessions in the form of small group courses and mastermind Zoom meetings. In this world, quantum healing sits comfortably next to 5D consciousness and conspiracy theories about vaccines. Awakening can mean anything from practicing breath work to believing the government controls our minds with fluoride and chemtrails. Wellness influencers seamlessly pivot from selling organic supplements to whispering about hidden truths they don't want you to know. The deeper people go, the more they feel like they're waking up, while the rest of the world remains blind, programmed, or too low vibrational to see. But take a step back, and we have to ask, isn't this the same formula we...
That was the same thing that he told Queen of Karma, the low vibration. It's all the same. She's talking about him. It's amazing. She's talking about all of these people. That's why he's no different. And I'm gonna say it again, that this guy is psychotic. The way he was treating Queen of Karma was no different than Jim Jones or Charlie Manson. And the things that he was saying, when you listen to what he's saying when he's yelling and screaming, is that he is beyond judgment. He's the answer. Just like Lolita was saying, he's the new Jesus Christ. He's come to give religion, to give everything, to spread it around the world. I'm telling you, this is insanity. It is straight up insanity. I mean, yeah, a lot of conspirituality. I know. I want to read that book. I need to get that book. I need to download it or something. Yeah, her. Hey, she's the best. Let me tell you right now. Nini Cole Lady has an eccentric style, but she's knowledgeable in cults and how they keep you trapped in their brainwashing. She's a best-selling, Harvard-educated, PhD in psychology or whatever. Yeah, he couldn't. Can you imagine him going up against Knitting Cult Lady? He couldn't handle Queen of Karma. How do you think he could handle someone like this, who's written 2 best-selling books, has a PhD from Harvard, was a captain in the Army intelligence office. She was an intelligence officer in the Army in Iraq or Afghanistan or wherever the hell she was. What's going on?
On chapter 1, the charismatic authority filling the void left when we can't explain the world around us. Because when the world feels overwhelming, when life is uncertain and complex, there's nothing more seductive than someone who can make it all make sense. Especially if they look good doing it, as many popular alt spirituality influencers do. The authors of Conspirituality described this phenomenon's rise during the isolation of COVID lockdown. The chapter we just read before this is about isolation and how it makes you more controllable. In a moment of peak cultural anxiety, COVID contrarian gurus could throw off their brick and mortar limitations, recreate themselves on Instagram, and get paid through subscriptions as they learned how to use the algorithms and, I would argue, language of these platforms to spread misinformation. And nothing is more dangerous than someone who convinces you they hold the only key to your transformation. And that key, it starts with language.
Yeah, and that's exactly
property management.
That's exactly what. Okay, that's exactly what he told. Exactly what he told Queen of Karma when she was asking about his new religion. That he said he made up this new religion. He's got. I take the essence of this and the essence of that, and she said, "Oh, so you're making up your own religion? That's very concerning. That you're making up your own religion and you're the leader of this new religion." He got very agitated at that. But that's the cult leader. That just blows my mind. I mean, what are you saying here? Knitting Cult Lady would wipe the floor. Yeah, Knitting Cult Lady would bury Willie alive upon one-on-one confrontation. Yeah, he couldn't take any of it. It was funny watching. There was one part where he started yelling at her, and then they muted her. He was yelling at her. They were both yelling at her. They had her muted, and then they stopped. They unmuted her, and he said, you know, you're getting emotional. He said, you know, you're getting emotional. Maybe we need to calm down a bit. You're getting really emotional. And she said, no, I didn't get emotional. You got emotional. And then he started yelling at her, and they muted her again. It is very, if it wasn't so sick and twisted, it would be comical. It would have been a Saturday Night Live skit. But I'm gonna say this, and I mean it 100%. A person like that, who acts like that, who was yelling and screaming like that, like he was yelling and screaming at her, muting her, manipulating her. He had hot lips right next to him, yelling and screaming as well. That person is dangerous. That person is dangerous. And I'm not saying that he's going out and he's doing dangerous things right now. But I'm telling you, up here in the head, the guy's dangerous. He's no different than Charlie Manson or anybody else with a friggin' that weird ass look he was giving her, and hot lips, giving her this weird ass look, trying to stare her down through the computer. I mean, I don't know if any of you want to go and watch it again, but I watched it the second time I watched it. It was quite revealing. I mean, I saw stuff. Stuff affected me differently the second time I watched it. I was like, there was so much going on. It was hard to take it all in. But the second time I watched it, it was quite revealing. I just gotta say, it was quite revealing. It was hilarious. Yeah, it was. It was everything. It was everything. It was everything. It was revealing. It was scary. It was amazing. It was eye-opening. It was hilarious. It was scary. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. It was everything. Okay. Let me get back over here, but let me get out of this commercial. Okay, here we go.
Research shows that language has a huge effect on the way we think. It can even shape the most fundamental dimensions of human experience, like space, time, causality, and relationships to others. Changing a person's language changes their cognition, their way of perceiving, categorizing, and making meaning in the world. Language appears to be involved in more aspects of our mental lives than scientists had previously supposed. There may not be a lot of adult human thinking where language does not play a role, according to Scientific American. Language has always been one of humanity's greatest tools, shaping history, controlling narrative.
I mean, when you think about it, when I think about it, when we were Hare Krishnas and we were devotees, we spoke completely different. Everything was the material nature, the material this, the spiritual world, the transcendental this, transcendental that. Everything was, either devotees or karmis, ecstatic bliss and the senses, and you're a slave to this. I mean, just even if not the words that were different, it was the phrasing, the material nature. You're not this body. You're not the body. All these phrases, all glories. I want to have your association, our association. All these different types of phrases and words that we used. Everybody's envious. Just so much. I mean, I could go on and on. I'm having trouble trying to recall all these words, all these terms and phrases that we used every single day in every single conversation that we had. We were talking like a friggin' cult member, and we don't talk like that anymore. We don't say all those things that we used to say every single day in our conversations. It was like, hey, Prabhu, all glories to your service, Prabhu. Hey, You want to go out on Harinam? Did you go out on Harinam? Did you distribute any books? Yeah, you're getting a lot of mercy when you do that. It's mercy and salvation, liberation, and transcendental. And it was just a constant barrage of this. It's English, but it's just words that you don't use. And now we don't use those words. It's completely different. If that ain't the definition of cult and culty language and all of that, I don't know what is, man. Willie finger pointing strategy is disgusting. Yeah, he's but I'm going to tell you, that's how all these gurus would act if they got cornered. That's why if you go to their web pages or you go to their YouTube videos, you go to their things, you can't comment on their videos. You can't have a discussion with them. You can't interact with them when they're live. You can't do any of that. You can't go to Hridayananda's thing and leave comments on his video, or when he's given a class live and live streaming, you can't go in and comment or interact with him the way Gora Hari does, because they know, they're like, I'm gonna get bombarded with people like Mike. So he just says, why am I gonna bother with that? Gora Hari's not smart enough. Well, now he is, and now he learned. I got to go private. I got to turn my shit private, because what we're doing is people don't like it. Yeah, we don't like how you treat people. We don't like how you treat Radhe. We don't like how you're treating Hot Lips and manipulating Freddie and Hot Lips and Duffman and all. We don't appreciate that. We want you to go private. We want you off YouTube. We're anti-cult people, and you're a cult. I don't know how else to explain that. Transcendental, nectar, ecstasy. Yeah, nectar and ecstasy. Degraded. Everything's degraded. Degraded society, degraded life, material this. Everything is very much appreciated. Hare Krishna's free vegan Indian food at any time studying at the London School of Economics. Yeah, I know, and there's a reason for that. There's a reason for that. They weren't. Let me just tell you, Maho Shatrohosh. Maho Shatrohosh. I don't know. I'm just going to call you Maha. Maha. Hey, Maha. That's why they were giving you food, because they're trying to get people in, and you know what they did? They did. Yeah, because he's a good cult leader. That's part of the thing. I know. Yeah, I know. It's so funny. And if I would have been in London, I probably would have been the one down there giving you the lentils and the chickpeas. Hey, Weird Planet. Good to see you here. Thanks. Oh yeah, Hot Lips is live, huh? Yeah, I've done a couple things. Sometimes they pop up. I've done a couple things about them. Sometimes they pop. Yeah, 60 years since that old guy boarded that ship. Wow, I guess so. That's wow. That's really something. Maha, where's my Maha? Maha.
Maha. Aha. Maha. Aha. You like to speak that? I like to talk that.
Okay, so I did Knitting Cult Lady. If you want to watch the rest of that video, go check it out. It's really good. She's always good. Let me just tell you, you're gonna learn so much. And if you're in Iskon, if you're currently in Iskon and you're like coming to your senses, maybe you're trying to figure shit out, she will help you, because she's gonna explain everything. She explains everything so well. So definitely you're gonna want to do the Gabriel Hart. Thanks for stopping by. Thank you, and Maha. Thanks for stopping by, and everybody else. I'm sorry if you guys kind of got me mid rant. Yeah, you don't want to. Yeah, all these yoga cults and bhakti cults, anything. Look, this is my rule of thumb. Okay, this is my rule of thumb. If it has anything to do with bhakta, um, I'm not going to say yoga because yoga can be there can be healthful yoga if you just want to stretch and do the thing, that's fine. But there's a lot of yoga people that take advantage of people that want to stretch and they get them into cults. So my rule of thumb is anything that says bhakti yoga retreat, bhakti lounge, Krishna lounge, kirtan lounge, yoga lounge, yoga cafe, Krishna cafe, anything like that, off limits. It's just off limits. I don't go to Govinda's restaurant, although I would love to go to Govinda's restaurant for the food. I just don't. I'm not. I'll find something else. I don't need. I'll find something else. It's okay. You don't have experience with the Krishna aside from the food, but sadly, I have experience with a new ageist cult in the making. I was in there to study cult dynamics undercover. Okay, so how'd you get this Maho Shatrahosh? Is that some kind of like yoga name or something? I don't know. It seems kind of Hinduish, kind of Hindu. It seems a little Maha. Sounds a little Maha.
Maha, aha, Maha, aha. You like to speak that? I like to talk that.
Hey, well, thanks. I do a lot of it. I do. I'm glad you like it. I do a lot of it. Yoga is a doorway to this madness. Unfortunately, it is. Because a lot of people don't know. Unfortunately, people don't know, and they end up. And I've done videos about that where women, especially women have gone because they just want to do some stretching. They want to do the yoga thing, and they want to do the stretching, and they end up in a cult. Okay, I'm just saying, and I'm not putting down just yoga, a blanket yoga thing, but it can be a doorway to this madness. Absolutely. Yeah, well, if the lounge is connected to Bhakti or Krishna, definitely. If it says Bhakti lounge, Krishna lounge, Kirtan lounge, anything like that, man, no, you gotta go the other way. You get the hell out of there. Indeed it is. Right? Yeah, absolutely. Cult speak. Absolutely. Recovery chick. Thanks for being here. I'm sorry to hear that. I'm sorry to hear that. But yoga can be. It can be helpful if you're stretching. It's like aerobics, or Mahosh Trahosh is unintentionally perfect for this channel. Yeah, it is. I mean, it might as well be.
Maha, aha, Maha, aha. You like to speak that? I like to talk that.
Yeah, perhaps why the algorithm recommended. Yeah, it's really gibberish. You like to speak that? You like to speak that? I like to talk that. Yeah, that's good. That's cool. That's cool, man. Yeah, I think if you want to practice yoga, man, I mean, I think you should do it at home. You should start off by yourself with a DVD, and that's it. Really, seriously, I'm serious, because you don't want to get caught up with one of these charismatic yoga teachers, and they start telling you what to eat, and they start telling you how to breathe, and they start telling you, you should chant this mantra while you're eating and breathing, and chant this and chant that, and then the next thing you know, they're telling you what to wear, where to go, don't go to Mike's channel. They're telling you to go, don't go here. You don't want to do that. So funny. Yeah, Jenna, you're right. It sounds like you dodged a bullet. It sounds like you were enjoying that food and you were like this close. You were like this close to becoming a Hare Krishna, man. Look, what happened to us, that's what happened to us. Okay, so I want to get to the next, video. So here, I found this interesting. I don't know why, but at the time I thought it was interesting. So I'm going to show it. I don't know what it is or why, but it's in the lineup, okay? It's in the lineup. Okay. I got a new camera, but it's not working, so I'm not going to try it out. Okay, I'm going to try it out. No, I'm not. Okay, I'll try it out. So it's a different view. It's a different point of view, but the sound's not working. The sound, I don't know. Something's wrong with it. Okay. Yeah, you missed a bullet, man. You definitely, you just got in there. You missed it. Okay. Because if they could have got you, man, you'd be doing this. You'd be.
It goes boom, 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 I can dance. Boom, 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 yay. Sing it with me, and then you'll know. Boom, 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 yay. You go, lady. Boom, 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 yay.
Yeah, you gotta blow your nose too. You gotta chant and then blow your nose.
Krishna,
Okay.
Krishna.
Okay. Let me get this ready.
Or sniffs that a person has good, strong boundaries, they almost won't bother with them at all. Because it's going to be very, very hard for them to work their game on that person. It's going to be very, very hard for them to hook them in and get them into the dreamlike state that they need them to be in to parasitically feed off their flesh. If they are strong and boundaried and clear, they'll probably just leave them alone. They need people with weak boundaries. These are usually not the strongest and the bravest folks amongst us. They're pretty cowardly and they tend to prefer to prey upon the weak. When I say the weak, I mean people like me. I've been in now 3 narcissistically abusive relationships. Why? Because of weak external and internal boundaries due to various reasons, CPTSD and childhood trauma and that kind of thing. The kind of stuff that we all have to go to therapy for if we're struggling with it.
So, when it's funny, I'm gonna tell you the truth. Now that I watched this Gorahari and Queen of Karma, because he went at her, she's a stranger. He doesn't know her. She doesn't know him. And watching him go at her now, whenever I watch any of these videos, it just jumps right out at me how that when they describe these traits of these narcissists and these cult leaders and these psychopaths and these delusional people, it just he's like right in he's like Charlie Manson. And I guess because we interact with him, he comes into the chat, we go over to his page, Lolita, we interact with this guy, and to see him be the dangerous psychopathic cult leader that he really is just really something. When this guy talks about how, when this guy starts talking about he doesn't want to, if a narcissist detects a strong person.
Narcissist detects or sniffs that a person has good, strong boundaries, they almost won't bother with them at all. Because it's going to be very, very hard for them to work their...
As I think almost immediately, this Gorahari realized that Queen of Karma had boundaries. She told him right up front, don't manipulate me, you can't manipulate me. I think for myself, I'm not with Mike. I have my own thing. And I watch you aside from him. As soon as she laid it on the line and let him know that she had boundaries, and he wasn't gonna, that hey, we're human beings and you're intelligent and you're this and that. He gave up and started yelling at her, calling her stupid, calling her unintelligent, claiming to be beyond judgment, beyond reproach. She wasn't smart enough. He wouldn't want her as a disciple anyway. He didn't want followers, but he had followers, and he wasn't really a... Hey, Aviator, good to see you again. So when I see these guys now, I have a whole nother outlook, a whole nother way of looking at all the things that they're saying, because I seen this guy in reality. I see this guy for what he really is. I was late to Pete and Pete, both age and wise, location wise. I was born and raised in Israel in 1990, moved to the States in 98. Oh, okay, you're speaking to, I didn't get that. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so I got that guy. I did that guy. There's one more. I want to get this girl. I just found this girl. This is really good. She's got something really good to say. You gotta listen to check out this woman. This is really cool. First time seeing her. First time on the stream. I think first time. Okay. Hey, Aviator. Okay, this girl's really good. Here she goes. Let me make sure the sound is up. Everything's good to go.
Being out of the cult for this long, I'm still really inhibited and really just not free. I don't feel like I'm free in my body. And I realize I still have so much programming from the cult, because when I first came out, I felt really disgusting. I felt like I was a pervert because I liked girls. And I sat with myself and I was like, why do I feel this way? It's not a perversion. I am not a pervert. I'm not some bad, dirty, gross person because I happen to love the same gender.
Yeah.
But all that like internalized shame and homophobia came up within me that I didn't even know was in me. It's super interesting, like to have that moment when something comes up in you that you would bet money on was not within you. My whole life I had to be silent. I was forced to be silent. I was forced to hide. And I don't want to hide anymore. I don't want to be silent anymore. I don't have to. Being out of the cult.
So I just want to say to the people out there that are watching that are in Iskon or in a Hare Krishna cult, they've got some Iskon guru or some Gora Hari type figure guy, some guru telling them what to do and exploiting them. It doesn't matter what she wasn't a Hare Krishna, but it's the same thing. You know, having to keep your feelings inside because you're in a cult, and maybe you don't really believe in some of the things that they believe, but you go along with it because you're going along with it, and a lot of us were the same way. So you're not alone. All the feelings, all the doubts, all the ideas that you're having in your head, you're not the only one. I just want you to know, you're not the only one out there. If you're watching, and I know you are. I know you guys are out there. You're not the only one that's having these ideas. And even when you leave, you still, just like this woman, because a lot of us here that are ex-Hare Krishnas, we talk about how we got this residue in our head. You know, we still have this Hare Krishna stuff in our head. We can't get out of it. Even though I've been out for 20 years, I still have this residue of being a Hare Krishna in there. And sometimes it can be annoying. It can be really annoying. It can be annoying. It's just inconvenient. It's just intrusive thoughts. There's all kinds of weird stuff, and it can be a real pain in the ass. Sometimes it can be a real pain in the ass. Everybody goes through that. That's normal in a cult, and it's normal to have doubts and say, maybe I did the wrong thing by leaving this cult, but you did the right thing. But you may have times when you just feel like, well, maybe Prabhupada is my guru. Maybe Maybe there is a Krishna. Maybe there is a Goloka Vrindavan. Maybe there are Yamadutas that are kind of come drag me down to Yamaraj, to the kingdom of Yama or whatever. So you want to, just remember that if you're having these kind of thoughts, these kind of issues, these kind of things, you're not alone. We all have gone through that. So I wanted to share that. And I was surprised that this woman, she was in like some kind of a Christian cult or something, and she says that she still got the same type of residue that we have, because they're all these cults are the same, and they're working on that part of your brain. They're hijacking, like I like to say, they're hijacking your love of God. They're hijacking your spiritual side, and it's disgusting that they do that. It really is. It's disgusting that they do that. Hey, I'm glad you're enjoying. I'm glad you're like, hey, hit the like, share, and subscribe button, please. I could really use it. Okay, so now, what did I do? Okay, I did this one. So here we go with, what is this now? I want to play a little bit of this guy, talking about this psychopathic, sociopathic stare that this Gorahari was giving, that Charlie Manson gives, and David Koresh gives, and this Applewhite dude, Apple, whatever his name is, gives. All these guys, they give this weird ass stare, and lo and behold, this guy's got a video about it. So let's see what's up with this. Okay, I'm really curious.
Welcome to my scientifically informed insider look at mental health topics. If you find this video to be interesting or helpful, please like it and subscribe to my channel. Hello, this is Dr. Grande. Today's question is, what is the sociopathic stare? Sometimes this is referred to as the psychopathic stare, which may actually be a better name for that. I'll get to that in a minute. So this particular construct, the sociopathic stare, is sometimes observed with psychopathy and sociopathy. The evidence that supports it's really more anecdotal, and there are not really a lot of research studies out there that have studied this construct. Robert Hare, who created the psychopathic checklist, which is a fairly popular instrument for assessing psychopathy, indicated that he would observe a fixated stare, a prelude to self-gratification or an exercise of power in individuals that he was assessing who had psychopathy. He also indicated that it was not a stare of interest or of empathy.
Oh boy.
Now, we've heard the stare referred to by a lot of descriptors. For example, cold, detached, emotionless, lifeless, dead, blank, empty, icy, intense, piercing, and penetrating. So a lot of different adjectives to describe this particular phenomenon. So to understand the sociopathic stare or the psychopathic stare, we need to understand a little bit about psychopathy versus sociopathy and how that relates to antisocial personality disorder. So psychopathy is a construct, it's an area of study, and we see with psychopathy there are two factors, factor 1 and factor 2. With factor 1, we see traits like superficial charm, grandiosity, being callous or unemotional. This construct of fearless dominance is also referred to as boldness. Being manipulative, having a lack of empathy, remorse, guilt, having shallow affect or a shallow display of emotions, and pathological lying. Again, all those characteristics are related to factor 1 psychopathy.
Yeah, this Gorahari guy, he checks off all those boxes, which is really concerning to me because I haven't watched this video yet. I have not watched this video yet, but it's concerning for me already because everything that this guy is talking about, this guy exhibits those characteristics to a T. And if you haven't watched the video, you need to go back and watch the one that says whiny little bitch versus queen of karma. And that's the one that we're talking about. Okay, here we go.
This factor is sometimes referred to as interpersonal affective. Now for factor 2, this is referred to as social deviance. We see a different set of characteristics. We see excitement seeking, a parasitic lifestyle, impulsivity, irresponsibility, poor behavioral controls, and criminal versatility. So really, factor 2 psychopathy is much closer to the diagnosis in the DSM of antisocial personality disorder than factor 1 psychopathy. And a lot of times when we talk about sociopathy, we're really talking about factor 2 psychopathy, which is why earlier I indicated that the sociopathic stare is really probably better referred to as the psychopathic stare, because a lot of the characteristics with factor 1 psychopathy appear to line up with this particular type of staring, like being.
That's what I'm saying. I can't believe it. I'm sorry, but I just, another one for me. Okay, I'm just saying. I got this guy's number. I've got this guy's number like you wouldn't believe. Okay.
Callous, unemotional, having fearless dominance, and having shallow affect. Other constructs don't seem to align too well with this particular type of staring, like pathological lying, being manipulative, and superficial charm. You would think that these characteristics would be kind of incongruent with this stare, because the stare would have an effect on individuals where it would make them nervous or fearful. And really, if you're trying to lie, that might not be the best strategy, and superficial charm seems to be fairly inconsistent as well. In terms of being manipulative, I guess you could make an argument that it's both congruent and incongruent in some ways with this stare, and I'll talk about that in a moment as well. So really, when we talk about psychopathy and sociopathy and antisocial personality disorder, and we talk about the stare, again, we're mostly talking about factor 1 psychopathy. So this construct of the psychopathic stare is interesting, but is it real? Well, as I mentioned before, it is supported by some anecdotal evidence. There aren't really a lot of research studies that directly support it. It may be a characteristic of psychopathy and sociopathy, but if it is, it's certainly non-specific. So let's talk about some of the research that maybe supports and to some degree refutes this construct. So with the construct of psychopathy, in particular that callous, unemotional characteristic, we see this is actually associated with impaired eye contact. So this information leads us to believe that the psychopathic stare maybe isn't real. Now we also see decreased reactivity to facial expressions with psychopathy. In particular, a deficit in the ability to recognize fear and distress. So here we believe an individual becomes more focused on their goal because they're not distracted by fear and distress. This would tend to support the idea of the psychopathic stare. We see in 2016 there was an article published by Joyner and colleagues where they theorized that an unblinking stare, so a low blink rate, may be associated with violence and suicide. But really this study was there to draw more attention to this construct and didn't deliver a lot of direct evidence in support of it.
Okay. Okay. So there you go. There's a couple of people that they haven't studied this that much, but there are some studies that suggest that this stare can be associated with violence, as if we didn't already know. But we know that Iskon, let's get back to Iskon. Iskon is violent. They got psychopathic stares. I mean, if you look at these guys, some of these guys, you look at that picture of Prabhupada on the thumbnail. You look at pictures of Bhakti Vikash, and you look at pictures of Radhanath, yes, Kirtanananda, I don't even have to mention him. But you look at some of these pictures of these guys, and the stare, the look in their eyes. I'm not saying they have the stare of death, but it's an insane look in their eyes. I mean, I was looking at that swimmer pod standing there, and the look in his eyes, looking around. It's just, I don't know if it's a distant Like I'm just a crazy person. I don't know. I don't know what it is. But there's shit going on. But when you've got Kirtanananda with his crazy ass stare and his crazy ass plotting a murder, and then you've got a bunch of gurus. You got people like Rameshwar and Radhanath and Devamrita and who knows who else involved in that shit. And then you got people like Henry Dortorsky saying, "Hey, we all were brainwashed. We would have done it. I would have done it too." He said, I would have gone and helped kill that guy if they'd asked me to do it. You don't. It doesn't take a psycho stare to be a fucking psycho. I mean, I'm gonna tell you, I gotta hand it to Henry Doktorsky for coming clean and writing his books. I give him credit for all of that. That was definitely something that he should get credit for. But it's still I give him credit for that. I give him a lot of credit for that. But when he comes in the interview and he says, "Hey, we were all brainwashed, and I would have killed for the guy too," that's very revealing. And I'm not saying that he should go to jail for that or anything. It's just very revealing that he's being honest and he's saying, "Hey, we were all brainwashed, and I was brainwashed too, and we were all." He says, just about anybody there would have done it, including himself. And I think and I got to hand it to him for admitting that, saying it, and coming clean and writing his books. I don't agree with everything he has to say, but I do want to give him credit for that, because I do mention him a lot. I do mention him a lot, and I always mention that he says that he would go, that he was one of these crazy people, and he was one of these crazy people. But I just want to make sure I get out there that I want to give him credit for writing his books, coming clean, spilling the beans on what he knows. Now, let me see if I can get to, if you give me a second here. Let me see if I can get to this. I don't know. I don't know what I did with this. Just please bear with me for a second. You're gonna love it when you see it. That's not it. Here it is. Okay, everybody. Here it is. Rafal, if you're there. Okay, let's see what this stuff is here. There's a lot of pictures. There's a lot of... Oh, here they are. Okay. Okay, so I can just go through. So Rafal sent me a bunch of stuff, some relics, some photographs. He sent some photographs from the time when he was in the Hare Krishna. So I think it's interesting to see what he would, some of the stuff that he was doing. So this first picture here, how can I get this? Okay. So is this well, I guess you can tell us what this is. We're gonna take a look at it and you can tell us what this is. This is I guess this is the Vyasa Puj book. I don't know if you wrote in it. This is to, I guess, to Indra Yumna Swami. And then let's see, what's the next picture here? Okay, so this is interesting. This is really cool. So I guess this is your letter, the letter from the guru to his disciples. Oh, those are offerings from little kids. Those are offerings from little kids. These are offerings from little kids, everybody. Yeah, 12 years old, 13 years old. Thanks. So it says this is from a 13-year-old girl, Saraswati Dasi. Please accept my most humble obeisances to your shining lotus feet. Guru Maharaj, your mercy is so unlimited that we can hear how the Maha Mantra is pouring from your lips. And while we listen to it, tears come out of our eyes. Your lectures, whoops, what did I do? Your lips, your lectures are like nectar flowers, some of which one can remember one's whole life. Your disciple, Saraswati Dasi. Your servant forever. Leela Dasi says, Dear Indra Yumna Swami, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you for giving me your garland in Auckland Airport when I was sick. When you said that garland would make me well, the next day I was well. Thank you for sharing your wonderful pastimes with us on Padayatra New Zealand. Your servant forever, Leela Dasi. This is like grooming and brainwashing. Grooming and brainwashing. No, I can't really. 1990 letter to Polish disciples. Indra Yumna's best friend Bhagavan left Iskon just 4 years earlier. Hold on a second. Let me get back over here. See how I can do this. Okay. Okay, here's the letter. Here's the letter. Dear disciples in Poland, please accept my blessings. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. I wanted to take this opportunity to write to all of you at one time and encourage you once again in your devotional service. We have all just recently met, and all of you have asked for spiritual shelter during this last visit of mine to your country. As I have told all of you, please take full shelter of the holy names of the Lord. There is no difference between the Lord and his name, and he has kindly appeared in this way to purify our hearts. If we take the process of chanting seriously, there is every chance we can perfect our Krishna consciousness in this lifetime. You should chant your rounds, blah, blah, blah. Strictly follow the four regulative principles. By following these principles, we gain the strength to conquer our senses, and as far as possible, take the association of other devotees. Be humble and serve the Vaishnavas at every opportunity. Please also study Srila Prabhupada's books very carefully. We do not need to read anything else, so study them carefully. And all knowledge that you need to advance in devotional service will be there. Also, if possible, try to learn English. It will also help you. Oh, so, wait. So these are, whose disciples are these? Are these his disciples or are these Bhagavan's disciples? My dear disciples in Poland. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on in that letter. I guess Bhagavan left 4 years earlier. I guess he's taking Bhagavan's disciples or trying to get them over. I don't know. It seems. Indrayumna's 41 years old while writing this. These guys, man. And then what's this next one is, his Vyasa Puja books. Here's this guy's own books. Poland was his new territory. Hey, Brandon, how you doing? Good to see you. So his disciples are writing books about him, glorifying his birthday. They have a birthday book for you. He's so special, such a special man. I guess there's a more more nonsense. There he is with some little girls. There you go. There he is with the little girls. Poland was his new territory.
Well, isn't that special?
Oh, man. His Holiness Indrayumna Srila Gurudev. Now, I'm going to tell you right now. He's no different than Gaurahari. He is no different at all. He's. I'll tell you what. I'll tell you how he is. How he's different. He's smarter than Gaurahari. He's smarter than Gaurahari because he would never put himself in a position that Gaurahari is in. He's gonna play the game. He's got his millions of bucks in the bank. He's got all his followers. He's not gonna do anything stupid like go on the internet and start tangling with some stupid cult expert, trying to preach to a cult expert and try to score points. Not gonna do that. But in every other way, he's just as delusional. He's just as dreaming. He's just as douchey. He's just as psychotic. He's just as schizophrenic, whatever you want to call it. He sits there with his little rocks and his little massaging little rocks and his little ladle and his little thing and his little flame, and he says his yabba dabba doos. Yabba dabba doos. And he thinks he's saving the world with his dancing and his dancing around on stage with the mercy coming down and all the crap and his little girls and his little girls in bikinis and all of that. You can see he's got little 12-year-old girls writing him. Why are you even interested in having 12-year-old girls as your disciples? Or you should just be preaching and like not even involved with little kids. Little kids shouldn't be preached to and shouldn't be forced into this pseudo spiritual bullshit. I was wrong to bring my daughter into it. I admit it. I had no idea. I thought I was doing the right thing because that's what they told me. They were like, "Oh, to be a good parent, you gotta focus on her spiritual life." And I was like, "Oh, okay, I guess so." I take her to the temple. I took her to the temple. She liked it. So that was I never should have done that. But I'll tell you what though. I never forced her to do anything. As soon as she told me she didn't want to do it, I was like, you don't have to do it. And I know, and I'm sure that like Yashodanandan and Vadiraj and other devotees probably thought that was. They probably couldn't understand why my daughter was not a devotee anymore. Why I would let that happen. How I could let that happen. And why I would let that happen. They never said anything to me, but I know they just like, you failed. You failed as a father. You failed as a father. I know, such long titles. So there's no way he's Brian Tibbets. There's no way he's Brian Tibbets. But I want to thank Rafal for sharing that with us, man. dude, I'm really glad that you got out. Like, you were up there with this guy, and you were like, you know, you had years in. Obviously, you knew the philosophy, you knew the scripture. You know, you're traveling around. You've got a, you know, you're guru paloozing with this guy, with these guys. I gotta hand it to you. It was probably not easy for you to get out, to break free of that. I don't know how you did it, but I'm glad you did. And I'm just really, that's quite a story, that you were way up there with these guys, and you know, and now you're, you know, and here you are now.
Maha, aha, Maha, aha. You like to speak that? I like to talk that.
Those who knew Bhagavan Das knows that he demanded to be called Guru Dev. Indra Yumna just took it after him. Other titles were taken: Vishnupad, Acharyapad. Yeah, it's stupid. It's so stupid. Okay, I want to get to some videos. I want to get to the Krishna Zone. I gotta do the Krishna Zone.
There is a fifth dimension, beyond that which is known to man. It is a dimension as vast as space and as timeless as infinity. It is the middle ground between light and shadow, between science and superstition, and it lies between the pit of man's fears and the summit of his knowledge. This is the dimension of imagination, of imagination, of imagination, of imagination.
Hey, Rafael, you bring up a good point. It was difficult, but it can be done. It's difficult, but it can be done. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it.
Just walk away. There has been too much violence, too much pain. Just walk away, and there will be an end to the horror. Just walk away.
Just walk away. You can do it. Absolutely. Hey, Liam, good to see you here. So good to see you here. The dimension of Delulu. Yes, absolutely. Okay, I want to let me get the old mailbag out, and let's see what we got in here. How do I get back over here? Here we go. Okay. Let's see what this is.
It's perfect for a shelter.
Hold on.
The control rooms weigh more damage than
Gotta pay the bills, I guess, as they say in the business. You gotta pay the bills. All right, and here we go.
Hi guys, this is Nikita और ये है एक 3 साल का साधु भागवत जो इस्कॉन का फॉलोअर है। ये है 7 साल की रशियन भक्त क्रिस्टीना जिसे गीता के सभी श्लोकास मुंह जुबानी याद है।
Oh my God, this is so sad. This is so sad. Bringing in the little kids like this. I mean, it's child abuse. Okay, it's child abuse. This little girl doesn't need to be sitting in India somewhere doing this. She needs to be back home, wherever she's from, in school with her friends, playing with her toys and dolls, on her little iPad or iPhone, doing whatever 12-year-old girls do. Not sitting on the roof in India, praying for a husband. That's not. It's wrong. It's goddamn wrong, man.
और दूसरी तरफ ये है यंग IITians और इंजीनियर्स जिन्होंने एक दिन अचानक से घर छोड़ दिया और इस्कॉन ज्वाइन कर लिया ना। सवाल ये है कि क्या इस्कॉन छोटे बड़े सभी वर्ग के लोगों को ब्रेन वॉश कर रहा है या फिर ये लोग अपनी मर्जी से एक साधु की जिंदगी
Scammers.
पेरेंट्स के
Scammers.
साथ कोई
I hope he's complaining. I don't know what he's saying. I don't know what he's saying, but I hope he's complaining. I hope he's saying, get these fuckers out of here. We don't want them here. I hope that's what he. I hope that's what he's saying, man. I hope he's totally bitching about the whole thing.
होने देते बच्चे के साथ totally
They
brainwashed,
totally brainwashed. Yes, they took my kid, and now my kid's a little boy, and then I can't see my kid anymore. That's exactly what. They're stealing my. They stole my son. They took my son. Now he says you're not my mom. Krishna is my mom. That's exactly. You see what these people do? You see what happens, Larry? Do you see what happens?
People were joining left and right. Everywhere people went, there were Hare Krishnas.
वेल ये समझने के लिए लेट्स स्टार्ट फ्रॉम द बिगिनिंग। ये है यूएस के वो हिप्पीज जो 1940s के टाइम पे ही अपना सर मुंडवा के इस्कॉन डिवोटीज बन चुके थे। ये इंडियन कपड़े पहनकर रेलवे स्टेशन।
Yeah, I can't understand this, so I'm gonna exit this one right now. Hey, it's Queen. It's the Queen of Karma who actually proved her royalty. She proved her royalty the other night. Oh my goodness, look at this. Mike, I got my rough draft of the script done for Gorahari, and I'm now working on the good draft. Should start recording this weekend. Amazing. Are you going to include some of that? Are you going to include your confrontation with him? Did you get some of that confrontation with him? Yeah, you see what happens, Larry? You see what happens, Larry? I tried to snag that. I couldn't get it. I didn't have. They don't have a good recording of that. So I couldn't get it, but I got.
Gone crazy! Am I the only one around here who gives a shit about the rules?
I'm so excited for doing that. I gotta hand it to you, Queen. It was amazing. You really showed the world what this guy is. You probably got to include the whole thing. Yeah, I mean, you have a good recording. Yeah, I'm glad you have a good recording. Yeah, a good recording without all my nonsense in there. I was really cheering you on. The whole world got crazy.
The whole world gone crazy! Am I the only one around here who gives a shit about the rules?
Yeah, it is. I got like 5 of them already, and I could get 100 more. Absolutely. Yes, bravo, Queen of Karma. Queen of Karma, and I want to thank you for promoting it, because I got like an extra 100, at least an extra 100 views out of that. This shot up. So thank you for that. And I just, again, I can't. This is such great. You did such a great job, and you really didn't. You really didn't even have to say. You didn't say anything because they wouldn't let you talk. They wouldn't let you talk. They wouldn't let you talk. You barely said anything at all. You barely were able to talk. He just yelled and screamed, and he used every tactic he had, from denying, then admitting, and then denying again, and then admitting, and then calling you stupid, and calling. It was the best. It was the best. It was the best. Unga. It was the best, man.
Listen, Unga. I'm probably the hippest guy around. Unga.
Oh, okay. Let me get another video. I'm excited to do some of these videos. I really want to get into these videos. Yeah, I mean, they kept muting you whenever you tried to talk, and it was like they just didn't want to. And that's why. And that's why I said I never agreed to go on there. Although I'm not saying you shouldn't have. I wanted you to go on there, but the reason why I would never go on there, because I'm not gonna take that. I'm not gonna take that the way you were very polite. As polite as you could be. You handled it very well. I wouldn't take it. I would say fuck you, and I would have been done. 5 seconds, and it would have been over. And because I'm just not gonna take that from you. But I like when you said. I really loved. When you said, he's not my guru, why do I don't have to wait for him. You said he's not a real anything. And the look on his face and the look on her face was priceless. Okay, it was priceless. When you said when you said he's not a real guru, he's not a real anything, the look on his face was the best. Okay. Let's get to this. What is this one? I don't know what this is. I don't know what any of these are. I keep saying that. It should be obvious. Okay, so I mean, obviously they showed that because he's in saffron and he's dancing with this girl in a bikini, and it's just he's not supposed to be doing that. Everybody knows he's not supposed to be doing that. He knows he's not supposed to be doing that. So, like, seriously, like, I don't even have to say anything. What is there to say? What is there to say? It's a bunch of scammers. They're a bunch of scammers. They're frauds. They're fakers. They're bullshit artists. They're con artists, and that shows it right there. Because nobody's stopping him. Nobody's saying, "Hey, you shouldn't be doing that." I mean, it just shows you the creepy side of these people. It just shows you the creepy side of these people, that they can't even cosplay. They want to cosplay, but then they can't even cosplay. This is such a Iskon monks. Iskon monks. It's such a joke. It's such a joke. It's such a joke. They all are. They're all just a scam. They're all scamming in their own way. It's disgusting. It really is. It really is. Okay. I can't stress that enough. I really can't. I can't stress it enough. What is this one? Another scammer. Another friggin'. Look at this guy.
Kampaya Waharaitha. Om Chakra Svaha Litha Amiya Svaha Lithan Om Kataya Svaha Re Han Om Patmaya Svaha Pithala Pateo. Om Karuya Svaha Radharani.
Yeah, no, you're right. Imagine a Buddhist monk in Thailand and Cambodia. No, they'd kick him out. They'd kick him out and he'd be out forever. They'd kick him out. They'd kick him out and he'd be out. They'd be out forever. In fact, they just busted some recently. They busted a temple, and they busted the head guy in the temple for some. He was doing something. I don't know if it was drugs or prostitution. I don't know what's going on, but they busted the guy. He's gonna go to jail, and that's it. It's over. It's just over. It's over. They don't get to go to Juhu Beach. They don't get to go to Mayapur. They don't get to come back in 3 years or 4 years. They don't get to go out and start their own thing. No, it's a crime. It's a friggin' crime. It's a crime. The police come and they take them away. It's so funny. Loony Swaha. It is. This is so. I mean, this is no different than any of the other playing with the rocks. Yeah, he's doing abracadabra.
Rida Om Patmaya Svaha Om.
Yeah, abracadabra, bim salabim. Because he's got nothing else to do. I mean, seriously, he's got nothing else to do. I mean, it's no different. It's no different than Indra Yumna It's no different than Indra Yumna with his little ladle and his little thing and his little rock. He's rubbing his little rocks. I mean, it's so cringe. It's so cringe. I mean, okay. Let's go. Let's keep it up, man. I got to keep it up. What do we got? Another one. And then somebody got a big giant birthday cake. This guy's got a big giant birthday cake. You got to be kidding me. I mean, seriously, this is all they do. All they do is travel around and glorify each other with flowers and food and gifts, and they guru-palooza and dance around and rake in cash and give nothing back to society. Absolutely nothing. All they do is take. And everything is free. They get free food from the government. They get donations, and then everybody works for free, so nobody gets paid. Or if they get paid, it's they're getting a deal. They just take, guru-palooza around, taking in money from all the poor people, and all this money and all this resources that could be going for something else, for something good. Instead, we got this bullshit. And these people have no shame. They have no shame. They don't feel bad about it. They don't feel bad about all the money they spend. They don't feel bad about all the money they take in. You know how much it costs to do a whole thing with a big giant cake and decorate the flowers and all this stuff and just do the whole thing. It's just what? For scamming? Scamming? I said, look at the size of this cake. I don't know, it's just fucking, just the balls on these people. The balls on these people, man. It's so stupid. Devotees claim not to be materialistic. Yeah, does this like they're not materialistic? I mean, it really is. It's all this. That's why I say it's all the same shit. Yeah, Iskon philosophy teaches that the little blue boy is the owner and source of all wealth. They're only humble messengers to reclaim that. Yeah, I know. That's their excuse. That's their friggin' excuse. That's their gaslighting. That's their gaslighting. Well, if everything belongs to Krishna, then why aren't you building toilets and bringing medicine and vaccines and clean water to all of Krishna's creation that doesn't have it, instead of doing this shit for yourself? For once, go on a guru-palooza and raise money and donate that instead of spending that money on yourself. Raise that money for vaccines and medication and emergency rooms, building a hospital. How about you go and guru-palooza and raise friggin' millions of dollars and build a hospital? Give it to somebody to build a hospital. Say, hey, we raised this $2 billion. We want you to build a hospital in Mathura, like a new modern hospital. Okay? We traveled around the world 2 times, and we got all this money, and we want you to build a hospital. Or Not even a hospital. An emergency room. A triage. A food bank. No, they didn't do that. We're going to build a planetarium so we can show the world some fucked up, stupid representation of an imaginary planetary system that doesn't even exist. We're going to go around, we're going to collect millions of dollars so we can build some stupid imaginary planet. It's like an imaginarium. We're gonna build an imaginarium and make up this imaginary story about how elephants are rotating around the world, keep the flat earth from flipping over. So stupid. I go to Disneyland, I want to see something like that. No, you're gonna go. You spend millions of Guru Palooza around, collect millions of dollars, and you're gonna build an imaginarium. You're gonna build an imaginary friggin' Noah's Ark in a country that doesn't have enough toilets. Swear to God, man. They claim that everything belongs to Krishna, so therefore they can spend it. Well, I thought it belonged to Krishna. Oh, no. Well, yeah, I'm Krishna's devotee, so I get a little bit of it. Krishna came to me in a dream, said I can get 10%. So stupid, man. Yeah, we all did it together. I'm going to tell you, we did it together. We did it with Queen of Karma helped, and you helped. Scam, you helped. Even Gary. Even Gary, he helped. Everybody helped, man. Okay, we're gonna move on from the birthday cake. We're gonna move on. Put another candle on my birthday. That's what we should be singing, huh? Here we go. Where is it? Whoops. Whoops. How do I get rid of my mailbag? Whoops. Put another candle on my birthday cake. My birthday cake. My birthday cake. Put another candle on my birthday cake. I'm another year old today. We'll have some fun. And we'll have some fun. Ice cake and ice cream too. And there's a day away. So put another candle on my birthday cake. I'm another year old today. That was so stupid. Guy cutting his birthday cake. Fucking 80-year-old man. 80-year-old man. Fucking. So stupid, I swear to God. After spending considering time in 90s around Iskon, Juhu, Mumbai, gave me a good idea what money Lakshmi means for its members. Well, money is everything and it's never enough. Exactly. Exactly. And they just spend it on themselves. They just spend it on themselves. They spend it on themselves. They don't do anything good with it. Hey, Queen. I'm glad you're here, man. I'm glad you did. I'm really glad you got that guy, man. It was such scum of the earth. Scum of the earth. Going around for white people. For people named Brian Tibbetts and Hugh Turvey and Dickie Slavin and fucking what is Potato Head's name? I forget his name. And Robert Grant and Michael Grant and all of these guys, for them to go to India and traipse around India, collecting friggin' money from poor Indian people so they can spend it. I can't even believe that's allowed. I can't even believe they allow white people to go into India and take money from poor Indians and then go spend it on shit like this, on birthday cakes like this. William Zoda, man. So funny. His 71st birthday cake. Put another candle on my birthday cake. I'm 71 years old today. So stupid. Hey, Jolene, good to see you. Have some rice. We're having birthday cake. It's his birthday. Put another candle on the birthday cake. The birthday cake. Put another candle on my birthday cake. I'm another year old today. We'll have some and sandwiches and chocolate ice cream too. We'll sing and play the day away. And one more thing we're gonna do. We'll put another candle on my birthday cake. My birthday cake. We'll put another candle on my birthday cake. I'm another year old today. It's so stupid. So stupid. Oh my God. Okay, I don't know if I can top that. I'm going to top it though. Don't worry, I'll figure it out. Let me see. What do we got going? What nonsense. Sumaya Sumyanam. Hey, Sethi 9320. Good to see you. Glad you're here. Stop by. Please hit the like, share, and subscribe button. Sethi 9320. Fungus smoothies for everybody. Fungus. Hey, Maharaj, can you just walk across that cake for us? Because we really want to get the mercy. We want some mercy. We want you to walk across it. Walk across the cake, and we'll just lick it up off your feet. So stupid. We'll just lick it up off your feet. Walk across the cake. Walk across the cake, and we'll just lick it up off your feet. Because we're so deranged like that. We're so deranged. We're freaking insane. We're insane like that. Oh my goodness. You got that right, Tim. I know. He's going to walk across the cake. That's so funny. So look at Rafal. Rafal says, I came to Jew with Bhakti Vikas associated with Gopal Krishna, Kadamba Kanana, Giriraj, Keshava Bharati, Jayadvaiti, all the biggies, all the big wigs, Sridhar, Subhag, Bhakti Rajendranandanan Swami. It just, man, I guess, man, if anyone was gonna bloop, it was gonna be you. Hey, should I go over here? If anyone was gonna bloop, it was gonna be you. Yeah. Holy fuck, that's a big fucking cake. Holy, that's a big fucking cake. I know, we're just amazed at the size of this cake. It's like, oh man. Wouldn't consuming foot water count as a form of meat consumption? There's skin particles in the water. Technically, they're considered. Yeah, but it's a pure devotee. It's a pure devotee. Oh my God! It's the whole world gone crazy.
Am I the only one around here who gives a shit about the rules?
Oh man, just remember everybody out there that's watching, if you're in the cult, remember.
Just walk away.
Walk away.
There has been too much
Anytime,
violence.
you can do
too
it.
much pain. Just walk away.
Just walk
and there will
away.
be an end to the horror. Just walk away.
Okay, let's see what we got here. Let's see what this is. This is this is nut. Yeah, the Ray-Ban Swami. He's always got these sunglasses on. The Ray-Ban Swami.
Yes! Krishna is so beautiful because his form is just full of nectar! Even Prabhupada was under nectar! Prabhupada was always tasting nectar! Prabhupada was always spreading nectar! He doesn't mind any bloody buffheads like us. Give them nectar!
What in God's holy name are you blathering about?
Nothing else. Feed them nectar!
What is he saying? I don't know what he's saying. I don't. Guys, that's big, but on Indra Yumna's birthday in 96, Moscow was even bigger. They rented the entire ice hockey stadium. Ugh. You know, I just, yeah, but they're renounced. These guys are so renounced. This guy, these people are freaking insane. Yeah, they're supposed to be renounced. They're supposed to be these renounced monks, right? These renounced monks. And the guy's got a fucking 18-foot long fucking birthday cake and flower and others, and 3 laptops and 4 servants, 3 laptops, 2 cell phones. He's got Rafael walking around with a bag of stuff, all his belongings. It's freaking insanity. It's just, it's such bullshit. I can't believe they get away with it. I can't believe they get away with it. They wouldn't get away with it if I was in charge. I'll tell you right now. If I had any power at all, I'd be like, hey, we need to investigate these people. I know they're doing something. I know we get them on something. I mean, talk about witch hunt. We're gonna witch hunt somebody. Let's witch hunt these fuckers. I mean, seriously. We know they're doing something. Oh, we know what they're doing. We know they're doing something. We know exactly what they're doing. They're scamming. They're scamming people. That's what they're doing. It's not like where they're doing something. They're scamming people. They're taking these people's money and giving them nothing in return. That's called a scam. That is called a scam. What are you saying? Bhakta Bringa Swami, the Grihastha with shades, is Karla Sambar Das from New Zealand. He's Prabhupada disciple. His wife died along with Tamal. Oh, that's okay. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, I remember. I know who she is, but I can't think of her name. Well, okay. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm sorry to hear that. So we're gonna move on because I want to be respectful of his wife. So I don't want to say anything. I don't want to say anything else. More meeting of the minds. Look at this. Meeting of the mindless. Meeting of the mindless is what it is. You know, I think, look, they say this is spiritual. They say this is spiritual. This is the most spiritual thing you can do. This is transcend all that. I believe that's a bunch of bullshit because you know what? They don't have to do anything. As long as they're doing that, they don't have to do anything else. They don't have to help the poor. Like I said, they don't have to bring the clean water or the medicine or the vaccines. They've convinced themselves that doing that they're already doing everything that they can do. That there is nothing else to do because everything's karma. And so we're just gonna do that. And because this is so spiritually advanced, like this Gorahari says, it's so spiritually advanced, it's ecstatic symptoms or whatever, and it's just doing, and it's helping the world, it's changing the world. We're helping the world. So I don't need it. Who cares who has water? It's like that Lolita was saying the other night. She was saying, yeah, I gave up my family. I don't care about my family because this is my real family, and they're not really my real family. That's how brainwashed she is. So I mean, people do that all the time. But I mean, to do it because you think you're being a spiritual person, so you're going to reject your family, your grandkids, your kids, your whatever. I mean, reject your family for a good reason. If you have a good reason to reject your family because, you know, maybe they're in the mafia or maybe they're just horrible people or whatever, you know, reject them. But to reject your family because you're following some wacko who says that he had a dream or because you're following some guy like this. You're mental. You're mental. You got mental. It's mental. Horrible, 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 horrible. It is horrible. It's horrible, man. Brand new Apple laptops, so renounced. I know. There's nothing renounced about these people. Absolutely nothing renounced. There is nothing renounced about these people. It's all bullshit. That's part of the scam. That's why I say it's a scam. These guys are buddies, huh? Best buddies. Bhakta Bringa and Indra Yumna. They're sharing a house near Krishna Balaram Temple in Vrindavan. I wonder, is that, you know, I went by, I was walking, and my friend was like, oh, this is this big new modern house, nice looking big giant house. I don't remember where it was, but it was like all of a sudden there's like this big, and he goes, yeah, that's so and so Swami's house. I wonder if that's because I wasn't paying attention back then. I didn't care. I didn't care. I didn't care. But I bet you that's probably it is, because they got to be living in a nice big house. It's not like they're living in a little house my daughter and the house my daughter and I were living in. Bestie since the late 70s. Yeah, you know, hey, we've been scamming together. We've been scamming. We go way back. We're old time scammers. We've been scamming together since the 70s. That's what, since the 70s. Oh man, it's so stupid. Okay, let me see if I can do one or two more here. Let me go down here. Let's see. What is this? This is from Tim. Tim sent this in. This is more Breaking Badger. Breaking Badger, look at these wackos following this Narayan Maharaj guy around like he's something. This is the delusions of these people, man.
Maha, aha, Maha, aha. You like to speak that? I like to talk that.
I think this is the same video we watched before. I don't know. I guess they're walking through a cemetery. It looks like that's. I don't know. I don't know what's up with these wackos. Okay. Fucking weirdos. Yeah. They're gonna go walk through the cemetery. They're gonna go walk through the cemetery, and this Narayan Maharaj is gonna give a lecture about the dead people. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. I'm pretty sure that's what's happening. They're going to the cemetery, and he's going to talk about the time of death or something. Some stupid something. Exactly. I agree with you. 100%. All of these people are psychos, and I don't mean that in a bad way. No. You know, for instance, aviators' parents are still in it, and. You know, and I want to think that they're good people. They're just being misled. And I know they're good people. They're just being misled. They're being misled. They've been misled. They've been misled for years, and they don't know how to get out. It's their whole life. And this is what we were going through. The same thing we were going through. They're probably tired of it. They probably barely even do anything devotional. But that's all they know. That's all they know. All they know is chanting and feeling guilty for not chanting and cooking prasadam and offering it and saying the prayers for this, saying the prayers for that, reading Prabhupada's books. You know, they're probably good people. They've just been misled. They've been misled their whole lives. They put Lochan in the Gurukul. You know, he's out. He's like, this ain't, no, this ain't. You know, and his parents are still in it. And I feel for the guy. He's like, I wish I could get my parents out. You know, but you know, I think if he just keeps showing that he's a good guy and that everything, you know, that you know, he he didn't become a degenerate because he's not Hare Krishna anymore. Maybe they'll loosen up. Maybe some cracks will happen, and, you know, and they'll come to their senses. But you know, you know, my heart goes out to people like that. I go, hey, these are all a bunch of lunatic freaks, psychotic lunatic freaks, you know. But then, you know, Lochan's mom and dad, they're probably nice people. I'm not gonna give them a hard time. Seriously, I'm not. But you know, you can't. That's really the wrong way to think. But you know, we're human beings. I give them, I give them the benefit of the doubt. I give them the benefit of the doubt. Seriously though, I do. You know, because there's a lot of people that were like us. We took a chance to get out because it wasn't for us. There was something about it. Cracks formed, and we let them form. Cracks formed, and we let them form. Let me see where else. I got some more Tim. So many videos. I'm gonna do just a whole show where we just watch videos. That might be my next one. My next stream might just be all videos and commercials. There we go. Can we get this going?
Even any day, any time I have offended anyone by my harsh words.
Sweet words. Know this.
You should quickly forgive me that.
Gurudev, and you said once when Swami...
You know, all this is such bullshit. This is such bullshit. You know, he's gonna this false humility where he's gonna stand there and he's gonna say, hey, if I've ever said anything, my bad words, or if I have offended anybody, please forgive me. Like, he knows he's the guru. They're all going to forgive him. They don't give a fuck what he's saying. It's such bullshit. That shit really grinds my gears. You know, it's the scamming old man. You know, that really, you know, for him to sit there, for him to stand there and go, hey, if I've ever offended, you know you've offended everybody. But you're going to sit there and go, hey, if I've ever offended anybody, please forgive me.
You said the same thing.
No, I don't forgive you. How about that? How about I don't forgive you? How about I don't forgive you for all the scamming and all the bullshit and all the harm and all the manipulation and all of that? I don't forgive you for any of it. I just don't. You know how these people, you know how they treat people. I mean, they act all holy when they want to act holy. But when they have to gore a Hari, they're going to gore a Hari. They do.
And there was no offense. So the same applies to you. Everything you're doing is for Gurudev and Mahaprabhu.
This rose has no thorns. You should also, Prabhu, that. Oh, you should not take any.
Yes, absolutely. It's the it's to make that's to make everyone go, oh, look how humble. Yeah, I know. It's such a scam. It's no different than a friggin' vacuum salesman who comes in with some dirt and throws dirt on the thing and he vacuums and he goes, look how great this vacuum works. It's like, look how humble this guru is. He's just so humble. Yeah, I did. I thought I'd be there for life. I thought it was not. I was not leaving, man. I thought I'd be there forever. Listen, they're telling him, they're going, no, Maharaj, you're perfect in this and that. It's such, and you know what they are? They're all a bunch of Lalita Gangas. They're all a bunch of Lalita Gangas just sucking up a bunch of Lolitas and Fat Freddies. That's all they are.
You should be very favorable to me. I think that all the disciples of Swamiji are my elder or younger, all
Go to Premanandi!
whole family. Today also. Is it okay? Very good.
Oh, brainwashed into thinking that he's something. I know that guy in the white. His name is Shravan, son of Mula Prakriti. Oh yeah, I know who Mula is. I know. I think she passed away. The guy in the white. You said the guy in the white.
Are my elder or younger, all
Go to Premanandi!
Absolutely, absolutely, Tim. All those people are liable for hosting a scammer who ruined so many people's lives. Yes, and continues. Covert, undercover scammer without any noticing they are worthy all alone. I missed a. Very grateful that Mike got cojones to begin his podcast. Place of hope and therapy for all of us. Respect always. Hey, I'm glad that you're here, man. You really, you guys, you say that I have cojones, but you guys all give me cojones to help to do this because it's really great. I can't thank you guys enough for being here and all of us being together doing this. It's the best. Shravan is the young guy in the beginning of the video. Let's find him. This guy.
harsh words.
Sweet words.
Sweet.
Lotus.
You should quickly forgive me that.
Gurudev,
and
you said once when Swamiji said the same thing, that everything you have done was for Mahaprabhu. And
well, I want to, I'm not a hero, but I do want to. I want to thank you guys for joining in, man. You guys have really made this. You guys have really made this what it is. Seriously. I didn't know these. I didn't realize these guys have Zoom. I didn't realize these guys have Zooms, but we're gonna have to watch some of those. Yeah, and a lot of these people, a lot of these people went from Iskon to this guy. A lot of these people a lot of these people in here are Iskon people that went to him.
This rose has no thorns.
You should also promote that. Oh.
It's just, just more scamming. Yeah, it's great to be part of it. It's great to have this. I'm excited to have it. I'm excited to have you guys here, and I know there's a lot of there's a lot of people out there that would love to come and participate in this, but they just don't know. And if you guys could like, share, and subscribe, share, and we can bring more people in and. Yes, Mike, we have to go watch his Zoom and his what kind of BS Rasikananda says ours. Yeah, we'll have to watch that. Yeah, we'll have to watch some of those. We're gonna do that. We're gonna expand. We're gonna expand and see more. Absolutely, they are so gullible. They're so gullible. That they left Iskon and they cult hopped. You know, they cold hop to be another one, man. They cold hop to another guru. Just another guru, another Gorahari, another one. Just another one. Hey, Queen, I'm happy to be here, man. I'm glad we connected. I'm happy to be working, you know, to have this association, the association. But yeah, Krishna gives us intelligence to get the heck out of there. Yeah, absolutely. Scam, you're right. You're absolutely right. Hey, listen, just for fun, I'm going to do one more. I'm going to call it a night. For me, it's a night. Let's see what we got. We're going to go all the way. We're going to go back in time. We're going to go back in time, back to June. Let's see. Oh, let's do this one. Let's see. This is back. Rafael sent this in June, so I got him back to June. Okay.
Big video ideas shouldn't come with runaway AI costs.
Shouldn't come with commercials. It shouldn't come with a commercial. Is what it shouldn't come with. You know, it really makes me sad. It really makes me sad to see these little kids because that one little kid, they called his name. You know, they called his look. I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna show you this again, and I'm gonna explain what my feelings on this. So they call this little kid's name. Here he is, and he gets up, and now watch how happy he is. He's like, "Yeah, I'm happy. I'm gonna run over here." You know, and it just kind of shows you the. It kind of shows you like the innocence of a kid. That's how kids are when they, you know, they're just there and they're like, "Hey, Mike," and you're like, "Oh, me," and he gets up and he runs. But he's gonna lose. He's gonna lose that because we know what this cult does to these kids. They're gonna groom him into being these little brahmacharis and little whatever and. And you know that this cult, it steals their childhood. It steals their childhood, man. It turns them into these little devotees. He's gonna be with a shaved head and a dhoti and a kurta, and he's gonna be playing a mridanga like that other little kid, and he's gonna be out there with books. When he should just be like just a playful little kid, you know, and. Ooh, look at all those. I know it is. Yeah, all those people saw the dodgy criminal. That's what I mean. Exactly, Tim. That's what I'm saying. And instead of leaving, they just said, "Oh, let's go over here where, we're over here where." I can't. It's the whole world got crazy. Where's my whole world gone crazy? Has the whole world gone crazy, man?
Has the whole world gone crazy? Am I the only one around here who gives a shit about the rules?
That's Maha. Yeah, we saw him doing this the other day. I'm gonna do another one, because I think we either saw part 1 or part 2. I'm not sure. Let me see. What is this?
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Ram Nam Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Nam Hare Hare Krishna.
Little kids don't need to be chanting like that. Even Prabhupada said that little kids don't need to chant like that. 5 years old, 6 years old, they don't need to be chanting. They don't need to be chanting rounds. Prabhupada says these are little kids. They don't need to be chanting like that. Just let them play. Just let them be kids. They're 5 years old. If you're a shaved up devotee, your wife's a devotee, you're shaved up, you're in a kurta and a dhoti all day, and your wife's in a sari, and you're living in India, and your kid is 5 years old, he doesn't need to be chanting like that. He can just be a kid. No, they can't do that. It's insane. It really is. It really is. Just your kid is 5 years old. What do you think's going to happen to him? He doesn't have alone time anyway. He's never by himself to go get into. I mean, he shouldn't be. He's 5 years old. It's just I don't get it. I mean, it's fanatical. It's fanaticism. It's fanaticism.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama.
That kid's not gonna have a choice. That kid's not gonna have a future. That kid's gonna be a devotee whether he wants to or not. And he's gonna be so deep in it by the time he's 8. But by the time he's 8 years old, he's gonna be shaved up, sika. He's gonna be chanting 16 rounds. He's gonna be doing puja. I mean, if this is what you think life is supposed to be, I mean, you're fucked up in the head. You just are. I mean, it's one thing for you to be doing it, but to be like having your 5-year-old kid. I know there's people out there be like, hey, you can raise your kid in your religion however you want. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying they can be Hare Krishna. Their parents are Hare Krishnas. The kid's obviously Hare Krishna, but you don't have to subject him to these rules and regulations at 5 years old. It's not necessary. He's hearing the holy name when you're chanting. I'm sure if you're at this level of fanaticism, you're only watching Hare Krishna stuff. You're only reading Hare Krishna stuff. You're only eating prasadam. I mean, you're already living a sheltered life. Leave the kid alone. No, it's fucked up in the head. It just is. It just is. So many different levels of child abuse. It just is. I'm not a child psychiatrist, but I'm sure a child psychiatrist would say, you don't need that. That's not necessary. It's just not. And I don't think it's healthy for a little kid. I just don't. Yeah, it's a baby. It's a little kid. I mean, come on. It's real little. It's real little. Hey, you gotta go. I gotta go too, Rafael. I want to thank everybody. For joining in today. For all the times you join in. I want to thank everyone. I want to thank Rafael and AJ and Jolene and AJ again and Jenna Morton and Scam and Fake Human and Tim with the videos. Rafael with the photos from his diary, from his life. Jenna, Queen of Karma. Jenna Morton, Scam of course again, and Tim again and again and again. And who else was it? Weird Planet again. Return to the sea. Return. Thanks for returning. Awesome. And Aviator Lochan, man, you're the man. And who else? Liam Matheson, thanks for stopping by. And Dr. T returns. He always returns. Dr. T is my man now. And we got Jolene, of course. And I don't know who else we got here in the beginning. Oh, Sumayarain Seti 93. That's good. I don't know who that was, but thank you for stopping by. And if I missed your name or I didn't get it, I'm sorry. I'll try to remember next time. It's just been so much fun. Everybody, thank you so much. You've made it great. You make it great. You make it. It's just not the same. It's not the same without fake human. I'll tell you that. It's not the same without fake human. I miss Duke and I miss Ann. I hope you guys come back sometime. Stop by and see. Stop by and say hi. All right, everybody. Thanks so much. Have a great day, great night, great morning, great afternoon, great evening. If you're hungry, have a great brunch. Have some great luck. Please stay out of a cult. Remember that you can walk away. Just walk away, everybody. And this is the time when you get to see me when I was once a Hare Krishna a long time ago. Here you go, everybody. Thank you.
You're a fucker, man. You're fucked up. Motherfucker, man. Fucker, man. You're a fucking prick and asshole. I hate your fucking blasphemy, Prabhu.
Maha, Maha, You like to speak that? I like to talk that.
It goes boom, 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 I can dance. Boom, 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 yay. You sing it with me, and then you'll know. Boom, 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 yay. You go, lady. Boom, 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 yay.
If you see somebody who's crazy and you don't realize they're crazy, then you're fucking crazy.
Let's have sex.
Avoid women, Mandrake. Yeah. But I do deny them my essence.
I can't take anymore. I've had it with you.